These are the times that I am discouraged about my job as a representative and also just what happens here at the Capitol. We sat in a committee all day discussing whether or not somebody that buys little children, these are 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old kids, they buy them for sex, that we tried to get a bill through, Representative Bradley sent one through, that was going to put these buyers in jail. Right now, most of the time, they get off on probation. Almost all the time, they get off on probation after buying a child and raping a little child. And we tried to say, well, they need to at least serve a minimum of 4 years. And then we sat and listened to the Democrats fight against this bill, fight against putting these people in jail, and came up with all kinds of reasons, including that these buyers are victims themselves. This is very discouraging, and it's also very disgusting for me that they would actually defend this. And then they voted completely along party lines. The Democrats voted 100% that they did not want to put these pedophiles in jail. They defended the pedophiles. This is why it's so difficult sometimes to do what we do around here. We know we're on the side of right, we know we're on the side of morality, and we get shot down by, I do not understand the thought process behind this, but we do get shot down.
Today's bill is great in the fact that it brought to light the issue that we have in Colorado where pedophiles are not given a harsh enough punishment. They are given discretionary sentencing and often walk away with probation because there's just a light sentencing for the crime of prostituting kids and exploiting kids sexually. This bill was to take away that discretionary sentencing and provide that minimum sentencing. Walking in there, I was cautiously optimistic. Unfortunately, with line of questioning, it was very clear right away that the supermajority of Democrats were absolutely opposed to minimum sentencing as it pertained to pedophiles, and they perpetuated pedophiles as the victims in this case rather than the kids. So they held pedophiles over the kids that we were trying to protect in this legislature. Unfortunately, the bill failed party line, and I didn't even expect that. It's disheartening, but it's a double standard in this building that the victims become the perpetrators. In this case, the pedophiles. We are putting pedophiles above kids as victims, and as a legislator, I'm ashamed to be aligned with that. I'm not aligned with that, but unfortunately, I have to articulate that on a regular basis. The sad part is the committee that we were on was dead set before we even got in there on not allowing any form of minimum sentencing to go forward. And this minimum sentencing, if any minimum sentencing is going to go forward, the pedophiles that this bill was out to target were in the end protected by the supermajority. So the fact that we went in there and fought that, with all the testimony that came forward, some of it was very, very emotional. There were a lot of people that didn't have dry eyes in the room. So it was unfortunate just to see when the line of questioning and everything that came forward that the supermajority put pedophiles as the victims rather than the children as the victims, and Colorado lost on that level because now our kids are still going to be victimized, and the supermajority is going to bring the pedophiles as the victims.
I am Representative Scott Bottoms. I'm also Pastor Scott Bottoms. I pastor a church in northern Colorado Springs, and I have just recently been elected to the House of Representatives representing House District 15, which is the east side of Colorado Springs. First, I believe in God. I believed in Jesus. Jesus is my Savior. So therefore, I do believe in the spiritual dynamic of humanity, that there is God, there is Satan, and there is a war between the two. The Democrats in the Colorado House of Representatives made it very clear that they are going to be the most progressive liberal house in the entire United States, that Colorado will be the most liberal state in all the United States. They are literally saying that their progressive agenda is going to be about children. It's going to be about the LGBT community and really pushing a lot of the transgender issues out there. The understanding of pedophilia is running so rampant. They were saying that the people that actually buy children to then rape these children, right now most of these people get out on probation. They were going to put them in jail for a minimum of 4 years. Well, the Democrats have already built all kinds of ideology around nobody can go to jail, nobody can go to prison, nobody is the bad guy. We need to let everybody out of jail, everybody out of prison. Well, then you can't say let's have a mandatory sentence for anything. Although you would think they would at least do this for people buying little children to rape them. But the Democrats fought hard against this. They held strong and they fought against the pedophilic mentality as it being a bad thing. 3 of us Republicans in the committee voted that pedophiles should be put in jail, and all of the rest of the committee, which are Democrats, voted completely 100% that pedophiles should not be put in jail. And these are convicted pedophiles. These aren't assumed. These are convicted. I'm getting emails from all kinds of people, Republican, Democrats, independents, libertarians, everything you can imagine, where people are saying, we're tired of this. Thank you for taking a stand. And they mention in the emails or the messages or whatever, I don't normally agree with Republicans on these issues, but I can't continue to agree with the Democrats. The Democrats in the House, they know many of those seats were won by very, very small margins, and they know that the representation of Democrat to Republican in the House first is very lopsided. It's not actual representation of Colorado. They know that they do not morally and ideologically represent the people of Colorado. So they know they're going to lose a lot of seats. But they've just thrown off the gloves and said, because of that, we're going to push every single thing we can. I'm getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails every day from people that are saying, thanks for taking a stand. How do we fight this bill? Well, this bill already died in committee. They specifically sent it to that committee to kill it. Okay, so it's already dead there, but the outrage is still there. So then the common question I get is exactly that. What can I do now? How can I help now? I would say to the average person sitting out there, you've got to get involved. You've got to start paying attention to what bills are coming through, what's happening, and go to the state website to do that. There are many other bills that are coming through that have very similar feel, very similar language. We just dealt with 2 more this last week that actually got voted into law that had to do with some of the same ideology. Not as bad, but still along those lines. For years and years, I talked about all this stuff, and I interacted with elected officials, and I helped them, I prayed for them, all this stuff. But then one day I realized I've got to stop sitting on the sidelines and I've got to do something. That's what I think we've got to encourage, specifically conservatives that strongly believe this is such an egregious thing, I've got to get engaged. Let's get some momentum through our whole state and go and really make a lot of noise about these Democrats that voted on this. Vote those people out to begin with. It's easy to get that list. We can send that to you. Who were the Democrats that voted to keep pedophiles out of jail? And then vote them out. Get people to help run against them. Get in the political involvement of the races and make your voice heard. Pay attention to races that are Democrat right now that could be swung and could be won by a Republican, and donate to them. Get out and make phone calls, knock on doors for them. If enough people get tired of this and vote some Republicans in, we can reverse some of these laws.
Please visit my website at samstwitch.com. My Twitter profile is at samstwitch_Sam. My YouTube channel is at youtube.com/samstwitch. I post videos that I cannot post on YouTube on my BitChute channel at bitchute.com/samstwitch.